For thousands of years, humans have been enthralled by the cosmos, with the ancient Babylonians being among the first to believe in the significance of celestial patterns, often interpreting them as messages from the gods. This fascination has driven us to great lengths to understand what lies beyond our world, through meticulous scientific research and space travel, expanding what we ever thought could be possible. The energies of these celestial bodies have long inspired occult practices, leading many to take on the title of cosmic witches. After all, as above, so below. So I've just begun my cosmic witchery journey and I'm starting with this book and I highly recommend it so far. It is so good. It's really comprehensive but not too detailed for the beginner, and the drawings are really nice and inviting, so it motivates you to read it and pick it up. It's so beautiful and so nice, but I'm finding it so interesting to learn about astrology. I'm starting with astrology in cosmic witchery. I think this is kind of like an overview of cosmic witchery, but it's not called that. I don't know. I still don't really know what cosmic witchery is because I have things that I think it is, but it might actually be something else. But I never knew that there was more than just like your zodiac sign, and then your rising and your sun and moon and all of this. Well, sun is your zodiac, I guess. Your rising, and then what's the other one? Your moon. Yeah. I never knew there was more than that, because there is. I thought it was just you had 3 and then that was just your astrology, but you can have like whole birth charts. There's stuff with like each planet and where it was in the sky when you were born, and I think it's really interesting because I personally relate to everything that it says about me, but I do know people who it doesn't relate to them, like my brother. I think that the qualities of his zodiac sign will present themselves more when he is older, because he's a Pisces, but he doesn't think he's very Pisces and he doesn't believe in any of this sort of stuff anyway, which is really funny. So when I talk to him about it, he's like really not believing of it at all. But I think it's really interesting because I've always been a bit skeptical, but the more I learn about it and see how like actually scientific it is, it's so cool to see. So yeah, and it's really nice because it really links lots of different things together, like elements and times a year and different energies and crystals and all sorts. So it's interesting to see like all the things linked together. So yeah, I'm doing well so far on my journey, I feel like. I'd like to read this book more and get into it more, but because I haven't really got into it properly yet. I've only read the first section, but it's so interesting learning about like my different signs of different things, because I searched up what my moon is and my rising and stuff in the past, but I'd never really looked into it. But I really relate to like my moon being in Libra and stuff like that, so really cool. It's really funny to me that I started making this video in January and it's now July, and I'm actually finally committing to it, and I'm going to spend the next week properly getting into cosmic witchery and seeing if it's something that I want to incorporate into my own practice, and even if it is the type of witch that I might end up wanting to be. So I've read a couple of chapters from that book and I really love it. I'm finding it really interesting but a little bit confusing because I'm still getting used to this whole like new system, because it's unlike anything in witchcraft I've come across so far. It's so interesting and it's like got so many confusing names. Like I don't exactly understand what houses are and stuff at the moment, but that book is honestly amazing. I was searching for a really good beginner's cosmic witchcraft book, but I wasn't looking at the right terms. Like I just needed a book on like astrology magic or whatever it is. So I'm going to spend the week diving into cosmic witchcraft and seeing what different paths it can lead to, different types of it. And I'm going to be planning some rituals that I'm going to try to see if I like this style of witchcraft and if I feel connected to it. I'm so intrigued. This is the first of a series I'm going to be doing where I'm trying different types of witchcraft, so if you'd like to see more like this, then please subscribe. But yes, let's get into the video. It's been a couple days. I've been reading this book, but I need to get some more context with it, so I am going to be finding out my birth chart today, which I'm so excited for. This is like just so monumental, using an online thing to find it out, because with reading this book it's really hard to read all of it. It's more of a reference book, to be honest. It's not really like, with the section I'm in, you can't really read it like a book. So I want to kind of find some context to what I'm reading and properly understand it so that it has something to relate to in my brain, because at the moment it's just a load of words. So, I'm so excited to see what my chart looks like. I'm not going to be sharing it on the internet for privacy reasons, because I might have some very talented astrologers watching this video, or just people in general who can reverse engineer my birth chart and find out where I was born, my birthday and my birth time. So that's a bit dangerous information. A lot of you guys might know my birthday and how old I am and stuff, and that's fine, but anything more than that, I think that's a little bit of a violation. So we're going to be trying the first one that this book suggests, which is called astrocharts.com. Oh, and then I'll be able to fill it in here if I want to. I love the little symbols for the planets, that's really pretty. And I really love what this looks like when it's not got a jacket on. It looks really pretty. Okay, create your astrology birth chart. I am so excited. Create chart. Oh, it's so cute. Oh wow. Okay, I don't really know what it is saying. I'm gonna have to do some studying of it, and I'm gonna try out different websites to see how different it is. It'll probably be the same. And I'd love to find out how to find out my birth chart on my own. Because what I was doing a couple months ago when I was finding out all this stuff was just like individually finding out these little things. And I didn't know I could just search it up and it would tell me everything on one sheet. What is an MC? Medium coeli? I've been so surprised with this video of how complicated this topic is. I've never come across a part of witchcraft that just is this crazy, and I feel so out of my depth with it, and I am now realising that there is no way I can kind of have a good understanding, like a proper good understanding of cosmic witchery in just 1 week, because it is so complicated. It is just really, really hard to grasp, which I'm really surprised about. But it's so fascinating, and I don't initially feel really drawn to it because I've always found like astronomy as a thing. I've always found that interesting, but it was never really my thing because I'm more about plants and nature and everything. Because it's like a different side of nature that I've not really ever identified with that much. So all of this, it doesn't come naturally, but it is so interesting. I didn't know there was just so much to learn. On the first day of this video, I didn't get a chance to say, but I did some research on the history of astronomy because I was writing the introduction to this video, and it's so fascinating just to learn about the history of astronomy itself, because it links to astrology, like the history of the astronomy part of the sky and stuff. So it is the first natural science to reach a high level of sophistication, and this was due to how valuable astronomy was to these ancient civilizations. Also because it was easier to study, even though it is still really complicated, it was simpler for people in ancient times to look at the stars and the planets and how they moved, because they had these regular complex patterns as compared to other natural sciences such as biology. Biology is a lot more complicated and difficult to study in those really, really earlier times, like these ancient civilizations. So they would try and mathematize the sky, and through doing this they could see different patterns and different irregularities, I think, and this would provide this social value to these ancient civilizations because it could tell them messages from the gods, because they would believe that a lot of these symbols and things they would see in the sky were messages from the gods telling them about different outbreaks of disease that might be occurring in the future, what the yield of the crops that year might be like, or weather events and things like that. So because it had such a high value in something that was important to people, that's why it was the first natural science to be that important and that well studied, which I find so interesting. So I really loved researching about that. The earliest astronomy was the ancient Babylonians, which is what I said in the introduction of this video. So yes, and it's really interesting that Babylonia had a civil service of temple scribes who were often priests, and they watched the sky every night to keep track of what transpired. So they would see what happened in the sky, and then they would see what happened in real life and see if there was any links. And I think that kind of links to astrology. So that is so interesting. So I just wanted to share that. But yeah, my birth chart is definitely not something that is going to just me be able to quickly understand what it means. It's going to take a lot of research, and in this video I'm not going to get anywhere near the level to what I would need to get to understand it, and I know you guys don't expect me to, because this is me introducing myself to this whole world, so it doesn't really matter what level I get to in this video. It's just kind of me dipping my toes in, kind of trying to gain a general understanding of the topic, which is so hard to do because it's so complicated. So yes, another thing I've been learning about is astrocartography, and this is because one of the amazing YouTubers on this platform who creates witchcraft content, the Witch's Cookery, she created a video lately, really lately, about astrocartography, and it is so complicated. It's really hard to explain. I highly recommend you go and watch that video, but it's to do with lines on the map. You can create lines on the map that are linked to you and when you were born and where you were born and the time you were born, and these different lines on the map tell you places where you would be best connected to your family, and places where you would be best with your career. And it's just so fascinating. I didn't know that existed, and yeah, I just find it crazy that there's this societal stereotype that we have, that people who believe in astrology and people who are into astrology are somehow stupid and they don't know what they're talking about, and it's just a load of nonsense. People who start talking about astrology, they because of this stereotype can sometimes come off as kind of unintelligent, but this is one of the most intelligent fields I've come across in witchcraft. It is so mathematical. It's just so crazy. So astrology is so valuable, so important, and definitely worth studying, researching and looking at. It is so relevant to the world, and it's just crazy that people are just so like against this stuff, but it's actually, it has so much truth in it. So yes, I'm enjoying it, but I'm finding it quite difficult to do because I'm not naturally drawn to it. As I said earlier, I feel like it's not my natural forte, so I think I'm going to try and be less intense with it now, because I've been trying to make myself do it for this video, and I think that I will just do like a little bit here and there. I'm definitely going to try and finish the book, but I might end up doing another video in the future to talk about cosmic witchery more and more of the things I've learned about it in like a couple of months or something. But it's just a nice side topic to research alongside other things, but it is so fascinating. It's so cool. I'm so out of the loop with all of the other stuff to do with the sky and like NASA and stuff, so it is difficult to adapt to and to be part of that community that's interested in that, but it's just very cool. So I'm going to go back to doing my little bit of research. I'm going to write some videos and hopefully film some videos today, and I shall see you soon for the next installment of this video, the next chapter. At this point, I feel like I've been making this video forever, so I think it finally needs to finish today. So, to kind of wrap up this crazy long journey, I would say that I probably would have done a lot more research and a lot more like deep diving into cosmic witchery if it was for me. And I think I've realised that the reason why I haven't done loads and loads and I didn't feel like doing a spell or a ritual is because it isn't for me, and that is okay. And there are so many areas of cosmic witchery that I have read up on before I started this video, so I didn't include them, like planetary timings and just planets in general. What was the other stuff I wrote down on my little list? I can't remember. But there's lots of like other areas of cosmic witchery that I didn't touch on in this video. In this video I mainly focused on like the astrology aspects of cosmic witchery. So if you are a cosmic witch and you've watched this video and you feel underrepresented by the things that I've tried in this video, then I'm very sorry about that, but I highly urge you to start your own channel and share some information about cosmic witchery, because I found it really difficult researching this video, because there's only a couple of people who have made videos about cosmic witchery and not many creators that make lots and lots of videos about the topic, so I don't really know where to start. If you have any resources for this topic, please leave them in the comments below. It would be so useful for the community to hear the best different books. So thank you everyone for watching. This has been a crazy ride. I can't believe I started like thinking up this video and like planning it in January, and now we are in almost August. Oh my god. But anyway, it has been so interesting and has really opened my eyes to this new area of magic which I had no idea about. Like, I really didn't know anything about it, and cosmic witchery has really intrigued me for many years. I remember when I used to be friends with another witch, she said how interested she was in cosmic witchery, and I have always wanted to research it ever since we talked about it then, and that was like more than 4 years ago. So yes, I've been so intrigued for such a long time. It's so nice to finally have some kind of understanding. I feel like I still don't properly understand it, so I'd love to hear any stories or any information in the comments. Please let me know. I'd love to hear, but yeah, it really isn't for me. I am going to be doing some more cosmic witchery videos because I would like to learn about planetary timings. I would also like to do a video which follows me for a week, where I work with and learn about the different energies of each planet which rules each day of the week. I think that would be really, really fun and interesting to do, so please subscribe if you're not already so you don't miss that. Anyway, I feel like I have some good understanding now. I'm really excited to do like little tiny bits of research every now and then about the topic, because I didn't finish reading the astrology magic book because it was just too much. It was just like an information overload, and I kind of like to learn witchcraft more slowly because I don't feel like I'm in a rush. I kind of like to just experience witchcraft and just like slowly like add new stuff to my practice, so that it's like with exercise, you need to start small and like build it up with building blocks. So you start with like lots of little practices, and then you learn about more things and you add more things to your practice as you go along. You don't go on the first day, research and learn everything in one day, and then you think of loads of things that you want to do and then start trying to do it every day, and it's like a crazy ritual every day. Like with exercising, you don't think, oh, I'm going to go on every machine in the gym and I'm gonna lift the heaviest weights every single day, and I'm only gonna have one rest day a week. Like, it doesn't work like that. So I'm gonna be just slowly learning things, and also I will be doing lots more videos in this series where I try out different types of witchery, different witch types, to see if there's any other sorts of magic that I want to start doing, because at the moment I feel like most of it is just like eclectic. I feel like I'm just an eclectic witch. I say I'm a teenage witch, but I'm basically just an eclectic witch, and I think it will probably stay like that forever. But I would still love to learn all of these different witchery types and see if maybe one day I might dedicate myself to a specific path, because I might feel like I might want to do that. But I feel like it makes more sense to just try a bit of everything. But talking about types of witches is a completely separate video and a very complicated debate with many pros and cons to the argument. And yes, so on that note, I'm going to finally finish this video. I also hope you enjoyed the editing of this video. I really tried to experiment with it and make it really fun, because I had a lot of time to do so, because I've been making this video for so bloody long. Anyway, that is everything, and I will leave some playlists in the description box of videos that are similar to this one if you want to carry on binging my videos, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye!